Have you ever wondered how cell phones work, or CB radios? You ever wonder where those antennas are receiving or putting out signals? Have you ever wondered what those ugly metal eyesores are that you see around town and on hilltops are? Well, those metal structures are called communication and broadcast towers. These towers help provide antennas for 911 radios, wireless internet, cell phones, radios in your car, or TV broadcasts. They will do anything that has to deal with communications can be put on these towers. The workers that deal with these towers and antennas rank in the top 5 as having the most dangerous job in America. Per 100,000 workers, they call it per capita. We don't have 100,000 workers in America that are tower climbers, but if we did, the amount of deaths would rank in the top 5. Because I am a tower climber, I want to give you guys information on towers and these antennas and our climbing gear so that you would better understand what's going on and why the necessity for these towers are out there. There are 3 types of towers that you may be used to seeing, or maybe not. The first type that I want to tell you about is the monopole. These monopoles range up to a height limit of 180 feet. Recent news has said they might go up to 250, which let me tell you is scary. These generally are used in town because they're not typically made for heavy weight or wind and ice conditions. Monopoles sometimes are used also to hide within the trees or the light poles of a city environment, and certain communities or cities' laws will say that a monopole needs to be painted like a tree with branches, and they actually have monopoles called monopines or mono oaks, whatever the specifications may be. Monopoles are the hardest to work on because they allow very few spaces for tie-offing, putting on your lifeline, or putting a positioner on. Unless, of course, if you can see here, they have what they call catwalks around this monopole, which is a triangular shaped catwalk with rails. These rails have pipes where the antennas will be mounted, but it also allows you to have a place to tie your positioning or your lifeline off and to be able to walk around. So it usually helps with the productivity of work. The second type of tower that I'd like to tell you about is a guide tower. And these towers are also not usually made for heavy weight or wind and weather conditions, but they can be special ordered to. Guide towers are towers that have guide points with these wires coming off them, holding them in a straight up and down position. The scary part about these towers is that when they're sitting on the ground, they're not actually bolted to the ground. They've just got a pin coming out of cement and a circular piece at the bottom of the tower, which when it gets windy will spin, and it will spin while you're on them. These towers are usually used for cell carriers, just because cell antennas are not heavy, and also they will be used for broadcast antennas because they can go so high they can get an antenna up on them. These towers can go up to 2,150 feet. Generally in the Midwest is where you will see those. We have some locally in Portland that are up to 1,300. The last tower to tell you about, and the most common tower, is the self-supporting tower. These towers are the easiest to work on. They allow for many places to put their lifeline or a position and put your foot so you can be comfortable. You can see here that these towers either come in 3 legs or 4 legs. I'm not sure if you can see that. And the towers usually will have round legs with angles between them, angle iron, which is like an L-shaped piece of metal. They'll have round legs with round braces between them, or they will have angle legs with angle braces between them. These towers are used on mountaintops generally for heavy weather such as ice. Ice, though, this year has caused many towers to fall. It has been a bad winter, and the bolts will freeze in these towers and cause damage. But anyway, they are the easiest tower and very awesome to have around. So here's the differences between these towers. You can see a monopole has nothing holding it. It's kind of like a self-supporter, but not much going on. The Self-supporting tower, you can see you can put stuff all the way up and down. It doesn't affect it. It won't affect it. And these guide towers have these guy wires keeping it at a level position up and down, and not much weight. So the second thing are the antennas. The first antenna I'd like to tell you about is omnidirectional. Omnidirectional means 360 degrees. These antennas are circular. They range from 12 inches to 20 feet. They put out or receive a signal in all directions, obviously 360 degrees. If they are 16, this one here is about 16 to 20 feet. If they're low on the tower, a customer can ask for